Welcome to this mini session. This session is part one of inviting abundance. This is my second take recording this. I attempted to record it out in my garden. It's a beautiful day, but my laptop couldn't take the heat, so we are back inside. So as I was thinking about what topic to make the next guided visualization about, the next guided meditation, I saw in my mind this yellow wallet or money pouch. And I thought about abundance. Yellow can be the color of fear and anxiety, or the color of like optimism, creativity. There are so many different types of abundance. Do you have feelings of fear or anxiety come up when you think about any certain type of abundance in your life or possible abundance? It appears to me that it will be difficult for us to claim abundance while in a space of fear and anxiety about that type of abundance. So let's see if we can shift some of that more towards optimism and creativity types today. So let's start with image number one. Go ahead and take a deep breath and just I was surprised yet not surprised when this certain stone came to mind to be used today. So this is just a supportive tool for us, and it is pyrite. And pyrite is a huge abundance stone. It's about attracting abundance in your life. So this will be next to us. I really do love this specimen. It's quite nice. It will be right next to us as we work today. Image number one is the red hood. So this image is about Little Red Riding Hood. Imagine her in her hooded cape skipping into the forest with her basket. Imagine that she gets to her granny's house and realizes that her granny is feeling cold and needs something warmer to wear. So she gives her granny her warm wool hooded cloak because her granny needs it more. She's not even really cold as she walks home. But as she gets closer to home, a woman from the village rides by on her horse and does not even recognize this girl that everyone in the village calls Little Red Riding Hood. This happens to her twice more on her way home, where others do not recognize her from a distance because she's not wearing her signature red hood. Imagine this girl being so sad and heartbroken when she gets home. Even though she knew it was right to help her granny, she just feels like she just gave her identity away. Let's breathe that out for a moment. This sadness. Let's do two big breaths here. Breathe it out. Imagine that sadness leaving your body. One more big breath out. Excellent. Imagine this sad girl making it back home and going inside. Her mother hears her story and she's all sympathetic towards her daughter's feelings, but she smiles as well. Sweetheart, she says, your identity is not in what you wear. You are Molly, the sunshine of my life and defender of those who need your help. Molly receives from her mother a new to her hooded cloak. It is a pale blue, and her mother has given it a new lining on the inside, and the fabric is printed with tiny little forget-me-nots. A little flower. Never forget who you really authentically are, no matter what you are wearing or where you are or what you own, her mother tells her. Read that in. Being seen for who you really are and being reminded of it. Read that in. Read that in again. Never forget who you really authentically are, no matter what you are wearing or where you are or what you own. One more time, big breath in. Imagine Molly in her blue hooded cloak. The blue color suits her so well. My name is Molly, she proudly tells some of the people in the village who are still trying to recognize her. Breathe that in, confidently owning who you are, independent of what you are, independent of what you wear, where you are, or what you own. Breathe that in. And one more time, breathe it in. Excellent. Ready to move on to image number 2. There are only going to be 2 images in this mini session, but there will be a part 2, hopefully next week. And once again, we are working with our pyrite that attracts abundance of all. Just a supportive tool that will be sitting right next to us. Image number 2 is yellow duck. There is a pond of ducks out in the forest, and one of them is yellow. It is the only yellow duck in the pond. As far as it knows, it is the only yellow duck in the world. I'm the only one. I'm the only one. I'm the only one, this duck says. And it's feeling very alone and a bit ostracized by the brown and white ducks. They do not feel that the yellow duck belongs in the pond, and they do not understand why this yellow duck. I lack connection with anybody, this duck says. Let's go ahead and take a moment and tap in. I lack connection with anybody. Breathe that out. Imagine these words leaving your body as you breathe out. I lack connection with anybody. Breathe it out. I lack connection with anybody. Breathe it out. Very good. Let's also tap and breathe out this exhausting loneliness of this duck. It does not know how long it will be in this pond as the only yellow duck. Tap along with me if you would like to. Breathe out of your body. Imagine that loneliness leaving your body. And one more breath out. Breath out. Excellent. Imagine that one day a migrating flock of ducks come down from the sky when they see a pond to rest in. There are some white and brown ducks, but many in the flock are yellow. Imagine the surprise and delight of the yellow duck as these ducks land in the pond with it. Imagine the new duck flock deciding to stay at this pond in the forest. It has everything that they need. The temperature is very temperate. When the brown and white ducks notice that this flock has yellow ducks, they realize that maybe it's normal to be a yellow duck, and they just accept all the yellow ducks, including the original yellow duck. The yellow duck goes from feeling alone to having an entire pond full of family, full of connection. Breathe that in. These abundant connections. Breathe it in. Breathe that in. More time. Big breath. There's a new belief here if you wish to claim it, and it is, I can gain connections where they are good for me. Let's breathe this in 3 times. Ready? I can gain connections where they are good for me. Breathe it in. I can gain connections where they are good for me. Breathe it in. I can gain connections where they are good for me. Breathe it in. I can gain connections where they are good for me. Breathe it in. Excellent. This will be the end of this mini session for now because I do try to keep them short so that you can get just a little bit of healing into your day. But we'll continue with part 2, I believe, next week. So I hope that you will subscribe if you found this part 1 helpful so that you don't miss out on the second part of this inviting abundance session. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Bye.